I also have another musician sitting next to me, Michael Eck, but he's not going to be doing anything on a
musical
ukulele
today. But you know, before we get to what we want to talk about, I want to ask you a trivia question.
Uh-oh.
That song we just heard.
Route 66.
Yeah. Do you know who wrote that? All right,
Well,
so
that is a trivia question because I don't.
work with me here.
Harlan? I don't know.
Work with me here. Back in the 1970s, do you remember the TV show
I do.
Emergency?
Oh, Emergency.
Yeah, do you remember the TV show Emergency?
As a matter of fact, it's still playing on MeTV.
There you go. Well, there was a white-haired doctor in it, Dr. Joe Early.
Okay, and he's the one
That's
who wrote
Bobby Troup. That's who wrote that. And his wife, Julie London, was on the show as well, and Julie London was an amazing singer.
Very popular.
Yep, but Bobby Troup wrote Route 66.
I didn't know that. Well, that was really cool.
Yeah, I love that kind of stuff.
Don't you love this stuff? You never know what you're going to find out when you watch the show. But, you know, we're going back a ways.
Janis Joplin.
Janis Joplin, my God.
Janis Joplin. What do you want to know about Janis Joplin?
Bobby McGee.
46 years ago today, she was on a train going through Canada with the Grateful Dead and a whole bunch of other great musicians called the Festival Express. Me and Bobby McGee, Chris Christopherson, who wrote the song, just turned 80 recently, and he's still with us, even though Janis isn't, but she released that song after she passed, and it became her best-known hit. What we have coming to Capitol Repertory Theater, and it's coming on July 8th, the press opening is July 12th, and it runs through August 7th, is A Night with Janis Joplin. It was a Broadway show that's now touring. We have with us at Capitol Repertory Theater Randy Johnson, who created the show, is directing it for us.
Oh, wow.
Kelly McIntyre, an amazing recreation of Janis Joplin. And what the show is, it's as much a concert as it is a play. And in addition to the fantastic music of Janis Joplin performed by the Queen of Rock live in concert, the setting is the week before she recorded her final album, Pearl. In addition to that, the way the show was structured, it talks about some of the influences that made her who she was. She was a true artist, and she took specific things from artists that she loved to create her work. And so Etta James is in the show, Aretha Franklin, Odetta, Bessie Smith, one of my favorites, Nina Simone. They all make appearances in the show. They sing on their own, and they sing with Janis to show how that incredible art got created.
So it's kind of like a pathway to her career.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you see all that, that joy that came out on stage. It's not really a large cast. We've got a full band that plays, and then we've got 4 actresses playing the variety of Janis's muses. Yep.
Okay. So she's pretty well, your lead is pretty well versed in, it's sort of like the Frankie Valli thing.
Yeah, Kelly McIntyre knows her Janis Joplin. Yes, she does.
Yeah, and it's an incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, she was such a star, and I mean, when she passed away, it was a drug overdose, wasn't it, or something? It
was, and there's a focus on that's a little unfortunate because it forgets to point out the great joy that she had.
Oh, yeah.
And also that she brought to people.
Well, and I don't believe that, those are intentional.
Yeah.
I mean, those are accidental. We know that we heard it with Prince and a number of the other
Yeah.
Artists as well. So can I how do they get tickets to this?
They can go to capitalrep.org. And they can, right there, you can order tickets there. You can find out information about the box office.
So it's a month-long run, pretty much.
Absolutely, yeah. We tend to have a show that focuses on music during the summer. It's a little lighter. This one, like I said, it's a concert-style setting. And what's great, if you've seen videos of Janis Joplin, she would kind of chat a little on stage, and that's the way this is structured. Is she tells the story of her life, growing up listening to the Chantels in the 50s with her sisters and singing that together. She tells those stories in between the songs. And like I said, it's structured very much like a concert, and with Janis just sort of telling you this very sweet stuff. It really feels like an insider thing.
That
like
you're there with her.
That you're spending time with Janis. And of course, folks my age didn't have that opportunity. But she was a huge star at Woodstock. She was a huge star at Monterey Pop. So the festivals on both coasts, and in between those two, she just shone so brightly.
Yeah,
and we've been able to look at those videos.
We lose her too early.
Yeah, and there's some interesting films happening lately about her on PBS and on Netflix. So there's a little bit of something of Janis in the air, and we're really excited to have the closest approximation.
What year did she pass away?
1970.
70, yeah.
Yep.
See, so
Yeah.
Too soon, we lose too many good performers.
It's true.
Yeah,
it's true. But the music she left, as you mentioned, me and Bobby McGee, you're going to get Cry Baby, which is just incredible.
Yeah.
Summertime, which
Yep,
we just heard.
We just heard that.
She does an incredible version of Summertime, and that's recreated. Big Mama Thornton's Ball and Chain gets done, Down on Me, Piece of My Heart, which was her first huge hit.
We love that one.
Yeah, and
I mean, she really belts that one out. Yeah.
And another little treat is Mercedes-Benz.
Oh,
which is
yeah,
just
yeah,
so
I
cute.
love
Oh,
that,
Lord,
too.
won't
Yeah.
you buy me a Mercedes-Benz?
Yeah, that's great. Now, I know that you also are a publicist for Proctor's as
Indeed.
well.
And I happen to see across my screen, what is this circus coming up?
Yole. It's put together by a gentleman named Aaron Marquis.
No animals.
No animals. It's very much a modern circus. Now, we had a few years ago a couple shows by Cirque Eloise. Some of the folks involved with Yole have experience with Eloise. Some of them have experience with Cirque du Soleil. And it's all that style of modern circus. Aaron was actually trained in Montreal. And what it is it's celebrating the human form and everything humans can do. So there's no animals. It's amazing acrobatics, music, and the other thing that's great is where the old three-ring circus was sort of these discrete acts. This has a through line, this beautiful story of a journey, and each of the different acts relates to that story, much like when we had ID here with Cirque Eloise. There was a story of an urban progression
exactly,
through that. And so it's that kind of thing. It's very modern, very beautiful. The physical feats will excite you just like anything at a classic circus would.
I'm always amazed when I see that. Will that be on the main stage?
Yep, and that's going to be here on July 1st and 2nd, and also coming up in August. We're very excited on the 5th and 6th. We're just stoked about this. All Shook Up. It's a musical based on Elvis. But the thing that makes it so exciting is everyone involved with it is a youth artist. So Stephen Uhas is an adult, and he'll be directing. And there will be a few mentors. But the people building the costumes, the people running the lights, the people building the sets, it's all youth. It's an expansion of what we've been doing for years with our Broadway camps, where we have Broadway artists come up and teach singing and Broadway dance. But in this case, we're also going to have the complete technical side. Now, as you know, we've been teching more and more shows at the theater, building them for the road.
Are you taking 3?
We're doing 2 this year. We're doing
2, okay.
Yep, Something Rotten and American in Paris. All Shook Up will count as a third because we're having, and what's happening is we're teaching those kids how to do what these Broadway pros do.
Yeah.
And some of the Broadway pros are coming up to help.
What are
It's
these
a fantastic program.
Is this part of your summer program? Is that it?
Yes. Yep.
What do the kids, what are the results after they go through all of this? What do they tell you?
The
or
results,
maybe you, but the people involved.
The results are that there's so many brilliant artists locally that could teach these kids the very same things that our wonderful Broadway artists teach them. The difference is the Broadway artists have that experience in New York, and they can relate that. So imagine, let's say you're a 16-year-old kid, you're dreaming of the theater, and you get to talk to somebody who's actually working in New York City, and you can find out, it's really hard to get an apartment here. It's really easy for this to happen. You find out what those unique challenges are. So in addition to these wonderful skills you're getting a real taste of what it's like. And I just think that's irreplaceable.
And I hope they tell them not to get discouraged because there's going to be a lot of no's.
Well, you know what? The Broadway artists, many of them are young. Many of them are in their 20s. And so they're down there making it happen. And they can give them a real taste, but they're certainly encouraging.
Yeah, I absolutely just don't take no for an answer.
Yeah.
Just keep on going. Because, and I tell people, sometimes they say, I didn't get that part. And I go, well, maybe your part was great. You just didn't fit what the director or the casting saw in that character.
Right.
So they wanted someone taller. And there's nothing you can do about that.
Right.
You can't stretch. You can't do,
And as a young musician, I was able to talk with musicians who could tell me the same thing.
Yeah.
Don't give up.
Yeah.
Fight through this, work through that, try harder, try smarter. And I think that's a lot of what they learn.
I think William
and just the sheer fun of spending part of the summer creating a work that's going to be on the main stage of Proctor's. How cool is that?
And to have your name associated with it. Incredible. Well, we do know that William Kennedy got rejected how many times? 30 some odd times.
Oh my gosh.
G.K. Rowling, the same thing.
Yeah.
So, just because they didn't, it's their loss.
I could wallpaper a room with the rejection letters I got early on.
Oh, I can't believe that. But anyway. So a lot of the good things are happening, and I do want to give a good shout out because Proctor's is doing the free movies as well during the summer.
We are, yep. On select Sundays, most of them Through July and August, we've got wonderful free family movies, and you can go to proctors.org and find out about all
Yeah.
that. We've got a section just devoted to films, and we're running them in the morning and the afternoon all through
How
the summer.
great, yeah.
Air-conditioned popcorn, what could be better?
Nothing's better than just, and not only that, but they're on Sundays, so there's the farmer's market, and there's all these things going on as
Yeah.
well, so you can hit one before or
Yeah.
after. So
It's always
it
a
all
hive
works,
here.
right?
Yeah.
Good. Michael, it's always good to have you on the show and to learn about what's going
Great.
on in
Good
our
to see you
area.
and Greg.
And to see that the wonderful productions that TheREP brings in. It's an equity theater. To
Yep.
remind everybody, it is an equity theater, and they do casting.
Yeah, and
in New
again,
York
the
City.
creator who put it on Broadway, he's right down there
Yeah.
today working with the actresses.
Yeah, or else we would have had
So,
the actors here.
Yeah.
But we got Michael and Sue.
I look just like Janis. Not.
Where's your beads? Come on,
Exactly.
Get some beads on you. Yeah. I'm Ann Prill. You're watching Schenectady Today, and we've been talking with Michael Eck about A Night with Janis Joplin, and that will be running through August 7th. It starts on July the 8th and runs through August 7th. So be sure to get your tickets. You won't want to miss it. This is a show that is just got to be part of our musical heritage and the history of great rock music in our lifetime. So. check
Oh,
it out.
Lord, won't you buy me?
Okay. Good.
That's good.
That's it?
That's it.
I don't know. Can't
Oh,
get-
Lord, won't you buy me a ticket to A Night with Janis Joplin?
Oh, there you go. Okay, good. Well, maybe that'll happen, right?
There you go.